Hi everybody! Today I was sorting out violin bridges and I realized what an important topic this is, so I'm going to talk about violin bridges. So a lot of you guys don't think about this part of the violin. I'm going to go and find a violin and show you how it looks on a violin. Here you go, here's your violin and there's the bridge. This is the bridge. Note, this video is not about how to put a bridge on the violin. This video is specifically about the bridge itself. So, a lot of people, violin players out there, especially students, children, novice, people who play it by hobby, they don't realize how important the bridge is for your violin. It is very important. So, I'm going to tell you today why this little light brown piece of wood is so important for your violin. So, specifically in South Africa, because I can't really tell for the rest of the world, people like to buy budget bows. Listen to me, budget bridges. For the reason of, it's maybe for your child, you're not sure if this child's going to continue or just break your violin, or you're a student and you don't want to spend a lot of money on this instrument because you're not sure if you like it or not. The thing is, you wouldn't know if you like it or not if you don't have a proper bridge on your violin. The bridges generate the sound. That's where the sound vibrates. The sound of the violin is the whole purpose, is it not? So, the only reasons you will actually replace a bridge is when your bridge has broken, when you have lost your bridge, or when your bridge is so old the strings have started cutting through too deeply. So when you replace a bridge, I will always recommend you get a quality bridge. We sell the Josef Teller bridges. This is one of a few companies out there that makes quality bridges that's really accessible. They cure the wood for a long time. Up to 4 years they dry the wood. That's very important for wood, so they don't crack. And secondly, they choose each piece of wood perfectly to make sure it's quality wood. And then after they've got the wood and it's cured and dried, they get an expert cutter to cut the bridge perfectly in each size all around, so it's in millimeters, even smaller than millimeters, correctly cut. Now this part is important because if your bridge is not cut right, the strings won't be aligned correctly. Firstly, if you play, then you will then accidentally play 2 strings at a time and it will just be frustrating, and the sound quality will be also horrible. So then you think, I hate violin, I'm struggling. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's the bridge that gives you the problems, not the violin or you as a player. So the budget bridges out there, they are budget for a reason. They are cheap wood and they dry them as quick as they can. And then they cut it only with machinery on a standard factory size, hope for the best that everything will be perfectly in size. So that's why they are more cheaper, because of the shortcuts they take. But that's not going to help you if you want to play and have fun and have a nice sound and have good technique. It's important to have a good bridge. So bridges come in different sizes according to the sizes of the violin. If you have a quarter size violin, you get a quarter size bridge. If you have a 4 for full size violin, you have to get a 4 for full size bridge. That is very important to know. And then you get 2 different type of cuts. You get a cut bridge, like this one specifically. If you can see there's lines there that's already cut for the 4 strings, and then it's cut all around the factory standard size. And then you get an uncut bridge. I'm going to show you now how that looks like. This one. So you can see this one is completely flat there and it's slightly taller. This is not cut at all and not ready to be used. So the cut bridge you can use immediately. You can just, like they say, plug in and play. You can just put it on your violin and play, tune and play. This one you can't. This you need to get an expert for, a luthier, to cut for your violin perfectly. So then you ask the question, why would you ever buy an uncut bridge then? You know, it's very good to have an uncut bridge and get a luthier to cut your bridge specifically to your violin. Each violin is going to be slightly different. Yet again, we work with wood here. So then the technician is going to cut your bridge and make it sure it fits perfectly on top of the violin so it doesn't fall off or make unnecessary vibrating sounds. So that is why there's uncut bridges. Now, for those of you who doesn't have a luthier, a technician, a violin maker with you, this one should be fine. It's not the end of the world if you get a cut bridge and you put it immediately. Just for those picky people out there that want their violin perfect, get an uncut bridge, get your violin to a luthier, and they will cut it perfectly to your violin, and then you will have a beautiful violin sound. So who would have wondered that bridges are so important? You know, it's okay if you buy a student violin that's cheap. You get a cheap bridge with it as well, automatically. All the parts on the violin will be cheaper. It's okay to start off with that. You don't have to buy a cheap violin and get a Josef Teller bridge. Just start off with a violin, see if you like it, and then eventually you can upgrade your violin or parts, or upgrade a violin yourself. But if you're in a market of buying a bridge, please do yourself a favor, get a quality bridge, or else you're gonna just waste your money and get frustrated. I hope you guys have enjoyed my video. Until next time.